Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. Guys, we got some news about the upcoming summoning events for Christmas starting on the 24th of December. And for my surprise, we are actually going to have an event for the Red Ancient Shards, aka the Primal Shards. Plus, we're gonna have some other events that honestly are not that exciting, and to be honest, I was expecting a bit more. I was expecting maybe to see a 2x on all of the shards because it's Christmas or something a bit more special. Either way, we are going to get to that in just a second. First, I want to answer you guys a question. I'm seeing this question everywhere in my Discord, in my DMs, and most likely on socials as well. Can we collect Sir Nicholas from the Yuletide Titan event during the Champion Chase tournament that will start on Friday? So this event, if I'm not mistaken, will end on Thursday, guys, okay? The event, the summoning event, the Champ Chase will start on Friday. So if we're quickly going to have a look at the Plarium Play calendar right here, you're going to see that the Yuletide Titan event will end on Thursday, which means that the event will still be on for at least 24 hours from where you're going to be able to collect your reward, basically. You're not going to be able to accumulate points or anything like that, but from Thursday to Friday, you should still have time to collect the champion. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the Champion Chase tournament will start pretty much at the same time when the Yuletide Titan event will completely expire from there and the champion will be sent instantly to your inbox, or we're going to have 1 hour on top or 2 hours on top of the Titan event, and the Champion Chase tournament will start earlier, right? Usually it starts at 8 a.m. UTC, so I don't think the Yuletide Titan event will end at the same time, right? So what do we have right here? 3 days and 20 hours. No. So you should have time. You should have time to collect Sir Nicholas during the Champ Chase, which will give you 650 points. So make sure you're not collecting the champion just yet, guys. I'm 99% sure that you're going to be able to get the points in the Champ Chase. I'm actually going to wait for it and get the points in the event. Even if I'm finishing the fusion or whatever, 650 points can be really helpful in the Champ Chase to gain some additional rewards. Now that we have all that sorted, guys, this Tuesday, December 24th, they are planning to launch 2 events simultaneously, and they will both last for 72 hours. The very first event, they're planning to launch a 2x event to summon epic, legendary, and mythical champions from Primal Shards. Hallelujah to that. This time around, they're actually doing a proper 2x on Primals. All of the chances will increase. So 32% for epics, 2% for legendary, 1% for mythical champions. All I'm saying is that I only have 4 Primal Shards, and I'm hoping that one of the clan bosses will be generous on Tuesday with me, or on a Wednesday. Most likely, I will do some Primal summoning, but on Christmas Day. I'll wait to see if they're gonna give us some better offers and stuff, and hopefully I'm gonna bring a freaking Galatir home. That's my most wanted mythical champion at the moment, and I'm really hoping to get him, because my last few Primal summons were really not great whatsoever, right? So save your Primal Shards. If you have any, don't open them. Then, on the same day, they are planning to launch a progressive chance event, giving you at least a 15x chance to summon the champions of your dreams from Ancient, Sacreds, and Voids. Not from Primals. So the 15x will not be for Primals, will be only for Ancient, Void, and Sacreds. That's why I'm saying it. Like, I was really expecting maybe to see something a bit more special. It's Christmas at the end of the day, right? But it seems like it's just going to be a 15x progressive chance. And the champions, they don't even seem that amazing, in my opinion. They're okay-ish. Let's start with the very first one, and that is Mr. Aragaz. That means cooker in my language, by the way. Aragaz is the faction unity champion for the orcs, guys. I don't think the orc faction is that amazing. Yes, you have Raka, you have Warlord, you have a couple of different champions. They don't really have the best damage dealers, to be honest. True, we do have King Yarek, which got a buff and he's much, much better now. So with the A1, attacks an enemy, heals all allies. Decent heal, attacks one ally. The damage dealt is equal to 50% of the target's current HP. Then places a shield on that ally. Again, is equal to the amount of the HP that the ally is missing. Also fills that ally's turn meter by the amount equal to the HP they are missing. Finally, fills this champion's turn meter by the same amount. So he's basically butchering your ally, but is giving him a shield and turn meter. So it's a pretty weird one. Then this is an AoE with a chance to provoke. You have Strengthen. Is immune to block active skills. Instantly activates this skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50. This will not be placed on cooldown, and provoke debuffs placed by this skill cannot be resisted. If you have 3 faction allies, the passive, allies with 50% or less HP deal 30% more damage. That's nice. The problem is you gotta keep your team low in order to make the most out of it. When you have a faction ally, they will receive 30% less damage when they have 50% HP or less. With 2 faction allies, whenever an ally or enemy dies, increases the HP, attack, defense, and speed of all allies by 5%, stacking up to 25. And whenever an ally kills an enemy, grants that ally an instant turn. That's literally the best thing, but it only happens once per round, which means once per battle, basically. I don't really think this is an amazing champion. To be honest, I'm just not a big fan of this faction unity champion whatsoever. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Personally, I don't have the champion. I don't really play him right to be able to say like, oh my god, I love this champion because of X, Y, Z. Now, you can make some teams for the siege mode, but to be honest, I'm not feeling the champion. Then the next one on the list is going to be the Vault Keeper himself, Wixwell Vault Keeper. Even though they nerfed the shield, guys, he's still a pretty good champion for Hydra as a provoker, as a mischief target, as a support. You can still get your clan boss 1-key Ultra Nightmare with him, which is definitely really helpful. The provoke on the A1, you have the AoE attack with increased attack and increasing the value of shield, the intercept, the increased defense, the shield. All these skills are actually pretty nice. Shame that this champion is pretty hard to use in arena with the intercept. It is what it is, but then we have, of course, the gear set pinpoint, which pretty much does the job. And we have the passive with the counter attack. I wish this would be basically unremovable, so protected for the entire duration of the fight every time he's applying it on himself. Because like that, you won't really require to have a high resistance to make him a mischief target, right? But to be honest, he's still a very good champion. It really depends how you're planning to build him, but Reflex 4-piece Merciless is still the best way to go on this champion. Then the next one on the list, Molly Tankard. I actually like her for the Hydra clan boss, guys. I love the passive that gives you the turn meter, super, super nice. You're getting increased damage on the A1. You have the provoke, which is really nice with the reflect damage, and you have the revive. But it's on a 4-turn cooldown. If this would be on a 3-turn cooldown, and if she would bring something else to the table, she would be great for the Chimera because of the passive, but unfortunately, she's not great for the Chimera, but great for the Hydra clan boss, faction wars, etc. I had my Molly Tankard built with damage, guys, and she actually smacks. You'll be surprised. I had her on regen, and I can't really remember what set I had next to it. Maybe perception, just because I need to get resistance on her to be the mischief target, right? And I need to get the accuracy, and whatever else was left was damage. A crit rate, glove, defense, chest, etc. Just to pump some extra numbers from her, because she can smack pretty hard with the A1. But don't go too crazy. I wouldn't build her on Savage or anything like that. Then we have Matriarch Zarguna, which is another orc, actually. She was added at the same time with Aragaz, and I'm not a fan of this champion, personally. I feel like the orc faction really sucks, man, but let me know what you guys think. HP-based champion, she has a chance to provoke as well. With the A2, decreases the duration of all ally debuffs by 1 turn, continuous heal, a taunt, and unkillable on this champion only. Then you have an AoE attack, places a shield on all allies equal to her max HP. And she has a chance basically to put a strengthen buff on them for one turn. Decentish support But honestly, nothing spectacular to be like, oh my god, she's an amazing champion. She can carry my team through this, through that. You know, she's a decent-ish HP tank that can support a bit your team. You know, allies under shield buffs receive 10% less damage, which is definitely not a bad passive whatsoever. HP aura for all battles. Let me see the reviews. I'm curious. So a lot of people think that she's pretty great in Hydra. 4.6. Faction Wars, yeah, I think she's great in Faction Wars. Arena, offense and defense, she's way too high rated in here. She definitely doesn't deserve that. But to be honest, she's good for progression, right? And that's pretty much the same story for most of the champions in the game. Then we have Bivald the Torn. Where is this bad boy hiding? There we go. Decent for Hydra as well. I would consider him a mid-tier provoker for Hydra. You can provoke with A1, you can provoke with A2, and you get a shield based off his damage. So he needs to smack pretty hard in order to really get a decent shield. The passive is not too bad. Decreases the damage taken from allies from enemies under provoke, but you're only gonna provoke one Hydra head. So if you don't have the top tier provokers, he's kind of like the next in line. And similar with the previous champion from the Orc faction, right? It really depends how you're planning to build him, to be honest with you. A provoke set can go on as well, just to increase that chance to provoke. You can give him damage because he will require the damage. He needs the accuracy. I never really built him on a savage set to be like, oh, okay, he really smacks. And that's mainly because the multipliers of most of the HP-based champions kind of like suck, you know? Then the next champion on the list is going to be Graur Iron God. I haven't tried him in the Chimera yet, and the main reason why I haven't is because he only hits once. But he does a lot of other things, and he's great for Hydra. So AoE attack with a shield, you have AoE enemy max HP and increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, which is really nice. You have a provoke, you have increased resistance and increased defense. And the passive is basically Vogot on steroids, right? So he's definitely not a bad champion. He's a solid enemy max HP. He does a lot of things, a lot of utility. But the main issue that most of the enemy max HP champions have nowadays are that they only hit once. That's why Newt, Marius, Acrisia, Otorian are the best ones, because they have multi-hits, plus they're doing other things as well. So I've seen people saying, like, why is nobody talking about Septimus? Why is nobody talking about Graur or other champions like that? Well, they just do one hit. It's nothing special, right? And when you're considering that, raw damage dealers can actually out-damage these champions, even though the enemy max HP are basically at the top of the food chain in the new content. But he's a solid one. You can build him on Curse gear if you want. You can build him in Relentless. You have quite a few different options. Curse set works amazing on him, but of course you want the damage, right? Because you can land the hacks as well with the AoEs. Then we have Tormin the Cold. Actually really cold out here, so I'm wondering if Tormin made a visit in my area or something. Still a nice champion. I'm still seeing some people using him in live arena. If you're banning Sifi, if they don't have a good champion with block debuffs, you know, he can be really annoying. If you give him some pinpoint gear or even a feral set, so you don't have to worry too much about him getting polymorphed, he can put in some serious work, and he can deal pretty good damage. You have an AoE attack with a chance to freeze. This skill right here hits really hard. If they're under freeze and HP burn, he will ignore defense, which is really solid. He removes buffs, provoke, AoE, heal reduction. So definitely pretty nice. If you pair him with a HP burn champion, he's actually tons and tons of fun. The passive is crazy. You guys know the deal with Tormin. You can build him on a stun set, on Savage, on Savage plus Stone Skin, Pinpoint, Feral. You have quite a few different builds for Tormin, and he's great progression-wise in dungeons as well. And if we're talking about Arena, all the way up to the entry of high-end Arena, he's amazing, right? So if you're looking to progress in Tag Team Arena, in Live Arena, in the lower tiers, he's definitely going to be really solid. And we have one more champion that I haven't seen on a 15x in quite a while, and that is Soless. Another good provoker for the Hydra clan boss, and much better than Bivald or the Orc, and that's mainly because he can do damage as well. He can provoke with the A3, put a good shield on him, deal very good AoE damage. The more debuffs, the better. Another provoke on the A2. the A1 has a chance to stun, which is not great for Hydra, but is great for pretty much any other content. He used to be the best defense-based nuker in the game for a while. Of course, with all of the changes to the meta, he kind of like flopped as well, because you need to land a lot of debuffs to make the most out of his skill, and that's not the case anymore. But he is definitely a pretty solid one. I'll be honest, I wouldn't summon on this 15x for any of these champions, okay? The only people that should summon are the Pokemon collectors. That's about it. The rest of you guys should definitely not be too tempted by this 15x progressive chance. But that was pretty much everything for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you are tempted by any of the champions. I'm definitely tempted by the 2x on primals. I think this is the second time when they are making a proper 2x on primals, where we're getting epic, legendaries, and mythical at the same time. So that's definitely one of the highlights of this year in terms of events. One of the best events we've had this year. But if you have primal shards, they're pretty expensive overall. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. But hopefully we're gonna bring some juicy mythicals home, and everybody's gonna get lucky and get the best possible mythicals. As usual, appreciate you all, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.